Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing one of the craziest all-time damage battles in the WZ-111, the Tier 8 Chinese Collector Heavy, a vehicle that I genuinely don't know why anybody would want to drive when vehicles like the 112 Glacial, the 112-2, and even the IS-5 exist. But hey, today we're going to be talking about my experience marking this vehicle and whether or not this is a tank you should ever consider picking up. Now, what are the nice things about this tank? Well, first of all, it has rather troll armor. You can see it's got a lot of angulations on the armor, which means that if you're aiming at one spot, your shell might go a little high or low, like pretend you're aiming, here. If your shell goes a little low or a little high, you'll bounce right off. In that regard, the armor is very troll, but in general, the armor on this tank isn't very special. The upper plate's only about 260, as we can see, and against standard rounds, you only need about 250, so you're going to get buttered through by most higher tiers and even tiers when loading gold, and the lower plate is only 130. Its side armor is okay. It's like you can get a decent side scrape, but nothing great. And the thing is, if we compare the armor on this vehicle to the 112 Glacial, there's really almost no reason to drive the 111, because as we can see, the 112 Glacial, first of all, the lower plate is over 200 thick. So if you're running enhanced armor, your lower plate's literally almost 220. That alone is substantially better than the armor that you're looking at on the 111. And the upper plate, even if you're loading gold, is impenetrable. It's over 300 millimeters. So basically no tier 8s can actually penetrate the Glacial. If you angle it properly like this, your upper plate is upwards of 350, your lower plate is upwards of 260, and yeah, you can start to see the problem with this tank. And by the way, the Glacial isn't even considered that strong of a vehicle. It's pretty outdated nowadays. So really, the 111 only has one special area, and that is its consumables. This vehicle features reactive armor, which makes it one of the only tier 8 heavies to actually get that ability. And when you pair that with tungsten, you can actually get pretty nasty bleeds and overall damage out without bleeding too much health in return. So let's see what we can do on Lagoon. Now, we haven't really mentioned the biggest downside of this tank yet. You might be looking at the armor and be like, oh, well, it's not that bad, and with reactive and tungsten, wow, it might actually be pretty decent. Well, the biggest problem with this vehicle is the gun depression. 5 degrees. 5 degrees in 2026 is pretty horrible. I cannot name the last time a vehicle with 5 degrees of gun depression has been released. And the reason why is because, like, seriously, what are you going to do with 5 degrees on most ridgelines? This tank is incredibly poor in the flexibility scales. And it means that you're generally going to have to be very conscientious of where you're positioning and how you're going to be able to work certain ridgelines. So we're going to start this game by going over wide towards base A. And let's see if we can detect anything. Well, we got the AMX AC, and there you go. Nice 427 right into that vehicle. And we get a bounce for 460, which is the enemy SU-130 PM, driving to the medium crossing. Okay, well, I'll take a bounce. You can see here, I don't have any gun depression, so I couldn't hit the T-43, and there's literally nothing I can do to that in mills, so we're just going to back up, and we lose more health. Well, that's not great. We've already lost about a third of our health, which we don't really want to do. Okay, well, we got the Tiger 2, and we'll move up a bit, aiming. Can't really pin that Tiger 2 anywhere apart from the turret, but unfortunately they're going to back up, so I'm not going to be able to hit them. And oh boy, oh no. Oh, there goes 600 of my health due to the unspotted convoyer. Okay, well, at least I got a high explosive into the rear of the enemy AMX AC. So far, this isn't going very good. I'm down to 600 hit points already, and I'm only at 890 damage. So you might be wondering how I've been able to turn this into a Hall of Fame battle. Well, you're going to notice that the damage just keeps on going up and up. And look at this. We got a juicer of HP right in front of us, a full health SU-130. And the thing is, this vehicle tungsten means that you're going to be hitting for close to 600 damage on average with your high explosive. So if you load an HE, boom, 570 damage into that SU-130. That brought a full health vehicle down to 531 HP, which means if we just reload again ever so slightly, dang, I was really hoping we could get that second HE out. We would have literally full health killed that guy if we had shot him twice with HE there. But either way, now we're looking a lot better. We're still pretty low on health, but at least I've done over 2,000 damage when we were sitting at 800 just a minute ago. So we still got 4 tanks left. A full health T-43, A full health Emil, and that's very dangerous. A full health Emil 1 is super scary. But we get a nice shell into the Convoyer, and I even activated Reactive, as you can see, because I was a little worried that he was just going to drive out into the open and try and clip me. But thankfully, he didn't. We're still alive. We're still pretty good in this regard. And now let's see if we can get behind the Convoyer. Maybe get a nice shell into him, and boom, there you go. Right into his side armor. I definitely want to take the Convoyer out. That is the most dangerous tank on their team. The Emil 1 is also very scary, but I have a teammate next to me, and that T-28 defender is hopefully going to be able to hold and stop that Emil from aiming in. What do I want to do? I'm going to try and go a little wide over here, and then maybe get a shell into the Convoyer. I don't have gun depression at all, so I need to really wedge my tank. But there you go. Nice. Taking the Convoyer out of the game, and that puts me over 3,000. Our T-28 Defender gets the clearing shell into the enemy Tiger 2, and that means we are able to aim on the Emil. Defender and I both hit the Emil, lowering that player from 1,940 health to 911. That is a lot of health taken off that player. And now that I've got my tungsten back, all I need to do is pen this player twice, and they'll actually be out of the game. So we activate tungsten, we get a nice 460 damage into the T-43. And just like that, there's 1,600 hit points left on the enemy team. But this isn't looking very good. I have 400 health, and there's an Emil 1 and T-43 both trying to shoot me. Well, I'm going to get a nice shell into the T-43. The Emil shoots me. Oh my god, he bounces the second shell. We're still alive. My reactive active for the last moment there stops that T-43 from dealing any damage, and I'm able to take him out of the game. We now have 40 health left. The Emil has 911, and yeah, that's not great. It's going to require at least 2, probably 3 shells for me to take the Emil out of the game. So we're going to wait for him to show me his turret, and we max roll. But it doesn't matter. We still need to deal 486. Now, it is possible to roll 500 with a 400 alpha, but the chance of doing that, especially after we just use our max roll, is pretty slim. So we're going to go over here, and the Emil misses the shot. We're just able to get into cover. 5,800 damage dealt. Come on, go, go, go. All right. Now it is the Emil 38 health versus me with 45. And the Emil, for some reason, overpokes, allowing me to get the clearing shell and putting me well over 5,800 damage. Just like that, we took what was a pretty low-looking battle and completely turned it around. And this is such a good example of where, even if you're in a bad situation, you can still easily turn it into a good situation. We aced it. We got a boatload of credits and awards. I'm interested to actually see how many credits did we earn in this game. It was actually not as much as I thought, only 236,000. But you're definitely seeing how even in a vehicle, bad, like the 111, you can still have a really good game. And because of that, my statistics are actually doing pretty good in this tank. 65 games, 74%, and 2,600 average. That's pretty shockingly high. I gotta say, overall, having reactive and tungsten was a very nice combo when playing this tank. And after the latest calibrated shells changes, now that vehicles have better armor, the 111 actually gets a decent amount of bounces. You guys can obviously let me know what you think in the comments, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and let me know what you thought about this battle. This is not the highest damage ever recorded in the 111. It's actually the second highest. The highest is like, I think, 6,300. So we were close, but unfortunately, no cigar. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and make sure you smash that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.